Well, the final game of the day, and it's time to send one more team home. Aurora, Benedictine taking the field. Winner to the semifinal against Edgewood tomorrow at noon, and the loser headed home, as we mentioned before. Taking the mound here is Mason Ishii, the right-handed pitcher for Aurora in their black uniforms. Benedictine coming up to the plate here in their red tops, gray bottoms. George Batevez is the leadoff hitter, followed by Brennan Fisher and Kyle Campbell. 1, 2, and 3 for the 4 seed. Benedictine won a game this morning. Earned the right to play here tonight. And the first pitch slider crosses the plate, and we're underway. Matt Mullocks behind the plate, calling balls and strikes. Patrick Weber over to the right side of the infield, and Sean Philbin over to the left side of the infield. As the sun sets here at Raider Stadium in Glendale, Wisconsin. It's a warm night, a great night for baseball here in early May. Just 4 teams remain right now here in the NACC baseball tournament. Peter Borkowski, Ethan Birch, 2 of us got you covered all weekend long. It's George Batevez and this homer-happy Benedictine team. This one lifted in the air fairly deep right field. Zarnecki giving chase and making the catch, few steps in front of the warning track for the first out here in the ball game. Peter, we got a good one here. 2 teams. What are you expecting?
Yeah, this one's going to be a battle, right? You got 2 Illinois teams, the only 2 Illinois teams remaining in this tournament, not separated by that much distance. Aurora and Lisle, Illinois are. And Benedictine, they already faced one Illinois rival today in the Concordia University Chicago Cougars. They knocked them out. Meanwhile, Aurora, they had themselves a little handful with Marion, but able to take care of business thanks in large part to Justin Zimmerman. 149 pitches, the complete game. They won that game in 10 innings. I think this one's just going to be a battle. These 2 teams have a lot of championship caliber, right? Benedictine, the reigning champions. Meanwhile, Aurora, they've won the NACC more times than any other team in the conference in terms of the baseball world. So these are 2 teams who they know what it takes to get to the finish line, and they're going at it with their seasons on the line.
That's a yank foul off the bat of Fisher. You're right, seasons on the line. The 7-time NACC tournament champions, Aurora Spartans, hoping to get back to the glory land this year, earn themselves a spot in the NCAA regional tournament. Long road ahead here. Already booked into the championship is MSOE. 0-2 to Fisher. Breaking balls downstairs. Fisher has had an electric tournament so far. 4 for 9, including a monster home run against CUC this morning. He's driven in 5, but he skies this one on the infields. Rook, the shortstop, making his way to the second base spot for the second out.
Yeah, and Benedictine, even though their offense looked good yesterday, they really hit their stride against CUC today. They batted around a couple pitchers. They earned the right to be here with that high-powered offense that has driven them all season long. But, like you said, Ethan, this is going to be a tall task if they want to come away with not only a win here, but this title. Whoever wins this game, they'll play Edgewood tomorrow at noon. Whoever wins that game will play MSOE tomorrow night. You have to win that game to stay alive. And if you win that game, you play again on Sunday. So these 2 teams, one of them wants to claim the championship. They got to win 4 straight, starting with this one.
Yeah, she behind 3-0 here. The 6'2 junior comes home and delivers one right down Main Street for a strike. So he finds the zone here to the 3-hitter Campbell, looking to avoid issuing a 2-out walk. 4.40 earned run average across 32 innings of work this year. And he misses outside. So it's a 5-pitch walk here to the 3-hitter Kyle Campbell. And Nick Castro-Villari, the 4-hitter, going to get an AB here in the first inning.
Yeah, and you got to wonder, what's the availability of some other Aurora pitchers? Obviously, Justin Zimmerman, he's done, right? He pitched 149 today. He's not coming back today, at least. If Aurora gets deep enough in the tourney, who knows if we'll see him again. But Connor Hogan, He's their other, quote-unquote ace. He's got a better ERA than Zimmerman, just doesn't have the strikeout numbers that Zimmerman does. He's got a 1.99 ERA. He appeared yesterday. So would he be available if need be in this game? That's going to be the question. Obviously, you hope you don't get there. You hope Mason Ishii can just shut the door and do the bulk of work himself. But keep an eye out on if we possibly see Hogan in a relief appearance.
Castrovillari on a 2-0. Thought about pulling the trigger. Not going to need to. That fastball's just low. Ishii not a pitcher to walk much. Just 4 in those 32 innings. He's already walked 1, and now he's behind the 4-hitter, Castrovillari. 3-0. He walked him. Well, believe it or not, that's already half the walks he had this year. Mike Bedoric coming up, the designated hitter, with an opportunity to do some damage here for the Eagles in the top of the first.
Yeah, if she's lucky, he got those first 2 batters, Batevis and Fisher, out. Because, yes, you issue 2 walks in a row. You're still just 1 out away from getting out of this inning with nothing on the scoreboard for the Eagles.
Here's Bedoric. 5 homers this year here for Benedictine. Takes the first one outside the junior from Glenview, Illinois.
Well, now he's got some trouble, right? 4-pitch walk to Castrovillari, and first pitch to Bedoric's a ball, too.
It's 6 straight out of the zone here. So far, Bedoric 0 for 8 in the tournament. Looking to break through. Takes a swing, rips it center field. Going back, Curcio, but he's got a beat on it. And the inning comes to an end. Ishii issues a pair of 2-out walks, but gets out of it unscathed. Home half of the first, coming up here at Raider Stadium. It's Jack Hayden, the 6'1 junior from Spring Grove, Illinois, gets the nod here for Benedictine, their 3rd game of the tournament, looking to move on and advance to the semifinal tomorrow against Edgewood. Top of the order, well, obviously, here in the bottom of the first, Dominic Curcio leading things off. And the first one misses for a ball. So Curcio followed by Lukancic. That's Joe playing first. In the 3 holes, Logan Riley. He has swung a good bat here in the tournament. 4, 5, and 6 is Gerki, Zarnecki, and Buck. As there is the zone from the righty Hayden. That's 7, 8, 9, Holgado, Washington, and Rook. This is the part of the tournament where everyone's throwing their aces. Everyone has thrown their 2s, as this is a lace. Up the gut, past the dive of Santarelli, the excellent second baseman. So a nice start here for Curcio, who just stays red hot here in the tournament. He's on to lead the bottom of the inning off. But this is the part where the 1s and 2s are now off the table. Who's got the best 3s, 4s, and 5s, and who has the depth to win a tournament to this caliber?
Yeah, and that's probably why someone like Jack Hayden is starting right now. 9 appearances on the year. No starts, however, until today. Just 10 1/3 innings pitched on the season and an elevated ERA at 8.71, 9 strikeouts to 7 walks. But like you said, Ethan, at this point, right, Benedictine, they've already thrown JT Adams. They've already thrown Jackson Bond, Stephen Byrne, their top reliever, he went already. He started a game. Austin Pizer, Connor Kendall, right? Those are your top 5 ERA leaders on this roster, and all of them have thrown already. But that's a question these coaches got to face, right? Do I just keep going to the bench, go to the next man up, or do I risk throwing someone again? Right? How much gas do some of these guys who've already thrown, how much gas do they have left in the tank?
Foul back to the screen, a ball and 2 strikes. Joe Lukancic, the hitter, 374 average across all 42 games this year here for the Spartans. Bending down like Wade Boggswood. He slashes one the other way, foul. So far, 4 for 9 in the tournament, 2 runs batted in. A win over Marion earlier today for Aurora. Took 10 innings to decide a winner in the second game today. What a battle it was. We'll see if the offense can put up another first inning run.
Yeah, Aurora's done a good job striking first, right? They did it in both of their games. The game they lost yesterday and the game they won against Marion today. So it doesn't really seem to be that big an indicator.
Lined up the middle, base hit. 2 hard hit baseballs to start the bottom of the first. Curcio and Lukancic as they pass the baton here to Logan Riley.
Now batting, number 12, Logan Riley.
Yeah, Aurora's done an excellent job striking first every game. They only have a 1-1 record to show for it, but you're given the choice. Do you want to go down first? Do you want to go up first? You're always going to take the latter in that option.
Riley gets a breaking ball that he leaves upstairs. Riley had a good game, the senior. 2 hits versus Marion, 3 versus Edgewood, 5 for 11, 3 extra base hits. Aiming the other way, leveling the count. Ball and a strike. The catcher here for Aurora. Riley fouls it off again, 1-2. Chance to look at the defensive alignment here for the Eagles. Riley's counterpart, Butler, right behind the dish right now. Bedoric is the DH. Castro Villari is at third. Fell at short. Santarelli at second. Fisher at first in the outfield. Donovan in left. Patevis in center. And Campbell in right as he overthrows there.
Excellent save
2-2.
there by Butler. Right, that gets to the backdrop. Who knows? The backdrop, pardon me. Who knows where these runners get? Especially with a man on second. Does he come around and score with Curcio? I would take a gander yes because of how just much of a spark plug player he is.
Riley gets a hanging breaking ball, rips it to center, but he gets under it. Patevis lining it up. See if Curcio tags, and he will. He'll go second to third. No advance at first, obviously, from Lukancic. So the corners are filled up here with 1 out. It's a productive out there from Riley, who hit it deep enough to allow Curcio to get on over to third. And he's 90 feet away from the game's first run. So Gerki coming up now. Gerki in the 4-hole, the third baseman. Played an excellent third base against Edgewood earlier today. Made really some sensational plays. However, just 1 for 7 so far in the tournament.
Yeah, hasn't quite found his bat yet. But no better time than now. Right, big at-bat here. You got a runner in scoring position, 90 feet from the plate. Can he strike first here? And if these teams' numbers from the regular season hold up, this could be a very high-scoring affair.
Gerki trying to get a bunt down here, cannot. So it's 1-1. These are 2 very high-scoring regular season teams. But here in the NACC tournament, scoring has not come easy. No, Aurora played in a high-scoring game in their loss to Edgewood, but then just a 2-1 victory over Marion in 10 innings. The pitching has, without a doubt, led the headlines so far this weekend. Nice stop there from Butler.
Yeah, you just never really know with these teams. Like you said, Aurora, they put up 9 runs on Thursday and lost. They put up 1 run in 9 innings today and still won in 10 with their 2-1 final.
Counts 2-2 here. Ground ball could get him out of it. Zarnecki's up next.
Just never know in this tournament who's going to show up on the mound. Benedictine going to one of their lesser used, well, someone who's never started this season in Hayden.
2-2's fouled off left side of home plate.
But that also means maybe the scouting report's a little mysterious on him, right? We haven't seen a ton of him yet. He's got that elevated ERA, and sometimes talent's just talent. But it's not as if Aurora's seen a ton of what Hayden has to offer.
Another 2-strike pitch. Oh, that drills him. They're loaded.
Ouch.
All the bags occupied here in the bottom of the first inning, and Aurora, the Spartans, with a golden opportunity to break the ice here in the first inning.
Just don't roll over on one here, right? Keep the double play ball out of the equation, and you're almost guaranteed at least a run. As for Hayden, double play, strikeout, shallow pop fly. Anything will work here.
Zarnecki. First one to him. Change up outside.
Last thing you want to do, though, is walk a guy. Obviously, it puts in a run, but don't give Aurora any free runs. Make them work for everything. Good offensives thrive when you give them free passes to home plate.
Zarnecki bounces one. This could be two. Oh, it gets by Santarelli into center. It'll bring home two, and the Spartans break the ice in the bottom of the first.
That ball just taking a very unfortunate bounce up on Santarelli. He had his glove up. That was a prime double play ball. He gloves it. He steps on the bag. We're done in this inning. Instead, it just takes a nasty bounce off the turf. That's the downside to playing on turf. Everything is super bouncy. Maybe if this was grass, natural field, maybe that bounce isn't as high. But when you're playing on turf, you gotta be expecting high bouncers.
Man, Aurora absolutely bringing the energy. They are loud out of the third base dugout right now.
And head coach of
Jack Hayden, it needs a conversation right now. He just needs to recompose himself here in a 1-0 count. I mean, this inning in danger of getting bad. You got Gerki at second. He was hit by a pitch. Zarnecki drives in two on that base hit that gets past Santarelli. Takes a wicked hop off the turf. And now they get loud again. I mean, it sounds like a party out of that third base dugout. Buck ahead of the count. And late on a fastball. Tried to hit that one back to Aurora.
Yeah, if I'm Aurora, I'm loving this, right? You just played in a 10-inning game where you score only 2 runs, one of which came in extra innings. You only scored 1 run in the first 9, and all of a sudden you come out here, you have a chance to put up a big number in the first inning. Also should note, Bennu, they have someone throwing down in the bullpen. Wonder if that's because Hayden's in trouble, or was this maybe a planned bullpen game from the get-go? Either way, things could turn south here really quick.
High chopper. Santarelli trying to play that short bounce. He'll get the out at second, and that's it. Man, he takes a gamble letting that ball bounce when he can just charge and go get it. But a nice pickup there from Santarelli. Runners on the corners with 2 outs.
Now batting number 1, Jaden Holgado.
Yeah, Santarelli being able to play that bounce. Again, the short hop just gets his glove in front of it, bounces right into it after that first hopper we saw. Last batter bounces over his head almost. Does bounce over his head, I should say.
Here's Holgado, a .317 batting average, .888 OPS. Goes the other way, shoots one through the 3-4 hole. It's an RBI single. And Aurora adds on to their first inning lead. It's now 3-0.
They just keep moving, right? Nothing too spectacular. A couple base hits. Back-to-back singles to lead off. A hit by pitch, another single, and now another single. Right? Nothing too special. Just keep moving the train along. Keep those base runners advancing.
Hayden able to bend one into the zone. Benedictine now facing a 3-run deficit at least. That's high, way above the head of Washington. The catcher, Butler, had to leap off of his feet. Now, my assumption is that Hayden was going to be used as an opener. If they could push him to 2, they would have. Now the question is, can he get out of this first inning? 2-1 your count.
Struggling. Those are 2 plays that Butler had to make, right? That first one way over his head, had to break out the vertical to get up there, and then that one in the dirt, had to pounce in front of it. Those are 2 very real wild pitch opportunities. And another one down low, way down low. Hayden's struggling here.
Washington in a prime hitter's count. Hasn't hit a home run all year, has driven in 26. Washington can pick one out. He does. He's a little late on it. Buck at second. Holgado at first. They'll be in motion here on a 3-2. I'll get the head start. Here they go. A swing and a little fly ball, shallow center. Fell the shortstop to call the catch and the inning. But Aurora brings home 3. 2 RBI singles are Gerki on a lucky bounce. And Holgado brings in another. Statement made onto the second. Well, the Eagles of Benedictine with some work to do as we enter the second inning. Number 2, Aurora. Number 4, Benedictine. Santarelli to lead things off with Nonaman and Butler to follow. It is 6, 7, and 8. First time checking out Ishii as he comes home and delivers in a strike. So Benedictine brought 5 to the plate in that first inning. 2 went down easy, but a couple 2-out walks made things interesting as Santarelli chases a breaking ball that was well out of the zone there. Saw Santarelli in the game earlier this morning against CUC. Feels like ages ago. But he had 3 hits in that game. Now he taps one foul on 0-2 to stay alive. He was absolutely incredible. Doubled in a run, was on base 4 times, scoring twice. Count here is 0-2. Santarelli takes one just off the edge of the plate. 1-2.
Yeah, Aurora's still chatting over there. You can hear them all the way up here. Right, again, these are 2 rivals. 2 of the best NACC teams, both located in Illinois.
Strike 3 called. Outside corner. First strikeout for Ishii. You can feel the rivalry in the air here on the final game of the day in Glendale. A warm night. Great atmosphere for an elimination game.
Benedictine already knocked off one rival with CUC. See what they can do against another Chicago suburb in Aurora.
That one low, not handled by Riley. Chance to take a peek at the Spartans' defensive alignment with Buck as the DH. Just mentioned Riley behind the dish. Gerki at third, Rook at short, Washington at second. Lukancic at first. This one lifted in the air, deep left center field. Curcio with a read and the catch. He's your center fielder, so a nice way to introduce him with Holgado in left and Zarnecki in right.
Yeah,
Two quick outs.
Some lineup changes, right? I mean, Holgado checking in. We've seen him pinch hit a couple times these playoffs, and now he's getting the full start out in left field. So, head coach of the Spartans, Steven Adams.
That was a called strike there to Kevin Butler. Last hope for the Eagles. Hoping to not be set down in order. And Butler goes the other way. It's 0-2.
Pardon me, head coach of the Spartans, Adam Stevens. We got Adam Stevens of the Spartans and then Adam Smith of Benedictine. So, two Adams opposing each other in the bench boss category.
It's a good breaking ball there that Butler is able to fight off. So Benedictine left 2 on in that first inning, hoping to not go down quietly in this second. Ishii looking for a tone-setting inning, and he's going to have it. Lukancic will win the foot race to the bag. 3 up, 3 down in inning number 2. And the red-hot Aurora Spartans coming back up to the plate, already leading 3. Home half of the second inning with the number 2 seed Aurora leading the 4 seed Benedictine. NACC Baseball 2024 tournament. Just 4 teams still alive, 3 by the end of the night. Spencer Rook to lead things off. It's a curveball that dumps in for a strike as Hayden remains out there here for Benedictine. Now looking at his wrist for some signs before an 0-1. He kicks and he fires. This one lifted in the air off the end of the bat to left field. Nonaman going back and reeling it in.
Yeah, they need a quick inning here from Hayden, right? If you're doing the opener strategy, at least get 2 out of him. And on top of that, 3 runs to Benedictine, that's nothing, right? This is a team who scores a ton of runs. They scored a ton of runs already in this tournament, right? They beat CUC today 10-6. They scored 7 yesterday in the loss to Marion. So 17 runs across 2 games for Ben U. Nothing to scoff at, but you got to keep them at 7. Meanwhile, if you're Aurora, start adding on. All right, let this game get out of hand quick and kill any momentum that Ben U might have.
Aurora had Benedictine's number in the regular season, downing them twice in the 2 battles in Aurora, Illinois. First 4-0 and then 12-0. So outscored them 16-0 in the regular season. This ball lifted in the air right center field. Curcio got under it, but Tevez reels it in, 2 outs. And this is a much better start here to inning number 2. Probably exactly what you were looking to do, Peter.
Yeah, can't ask for anything better than that. 2-pitch fly out to Rook. 3-pitch fly out to Dominic Curcio, who's been one of the best hitters in this NACC tournament, one of the most difficult people to get out in the batter's box. Got to keep it going, though, right? We've seen plenty of 2-out rallies so far in this tournament. Just because you get those first 2, it don't mean a thing until you get out number 3.
Here's Lukancic. Last hope for Aurora in inning number 2. Pops it up. Left side, shallow left, Nonaman just waiting under it, now drifting to his left, a two-handed catch. 1, 2, 3 for both squads in the second inning. Third inning coming your way here on the Cougar Sports Network. It's the 8th game of the tournament. Final game today, wrapping up a long slate of 4 games today, 4 games yesterday. And Aurora and Benedictine center stage here at Raiders Stadium.
Yeah, tomorrow's gonna feel like a breeze for everyone watching all these games. Only 2 more.
Whoa, watch out. That one rides up and in. And it hits the leadoff batter, Zach Fell, who's the 9-hitter, in order flipping around. But yeah, Peter, quick slate tomorrow, just 2. And we could be done at the end of it.
And if Sunday comes, that one's going to feel really quick. Just 1 game on Sunday. Possibly 1 game on Sunday, I should say. MSOE would need to lose tomorrow night for us to get there. As these 2 squads, along with Edgewood, who will play tomorrow no matter what, they're all looking to take down the 1-seeded Raiders, who have looked pretty clean up until this point, even if Edgewood did give them a little bit of a scare.
Who hasn't given anybody a scare at this point, though? Every game has been close, even those high-scoring games. Only been a few of them. We've had some close baseball all throughout this weekend. Tevez watches a 58-foot breaking ball bounce into the chest of Riley. The count's 1-1. But Tevez broke through in the game against CUC this morning. Started with breakfast, now ended with dinner here for this Benedictine team. But Tevez went yard. Doinked it off the foul pole in left field. Got a great eye here. He's ahead 2-1.
Yeah, I hate to say it as the CUC alum, but those are the only games that I never really felt like something interesting could happen, except for the very end of the Benedictine game today. Other than that, every other game so far this tournament has felt like anything could happen at any point, right?
And it practically has.
All right, and that's not to discredit Concordia. They played 2 good games. They just ran into some really tough opponents, but those were the only 2 where, especially today against Benny, it just felt like Benny had the better game. Other than that, everything's felt really up in the air.
3-1 is a fly ball into right field. Zarnecki has a good read on it despite the tough skies right now. This is that small window where it's not really easy to read the ball off the bat, but Zarnecki doing a nice job out there in right field. That's a big first out, retiring the most powerful bat in the NACC.
Yeah, it was worse 15, 20 minutes ago, especially when this game started. Lights really hadn't taken effect, and the sun was down past the tree line, but the sky was still, pretty light. It was that dusk period. This is much better than that, and it's only going to get better as we continue to get deeper and deeper into the night.
So here's Fisher, the big, powerful left-handed bat. There is so much power at the top of this order. Fisher Brennan with 6 home runs, hit number 6 earlier this morning, skied it into the trees. No doubt, 3-run bomb. Almost gets hit, gets dusted off the plate on the first one from Ishii. Fisher, a senior, Westchester, Illinois, has played in every single game this year for the Eagles of Benedictine, hoping to lead a small comeback here in the early goings. Top of the 3rd inning. Fisher looks to go the other way. It's a foul ball.
Yeah, this BenU lineup's just so formidable. Again, if you're Aurora, yes, you can have a good pitching performance. They've had a good one already today with Justin Zimmerman, but you need the bats to get going, right? Aurora, Benny's the kind of team that if you want to feel comfortable, you need to put up 7, 8+ runs against them to really feel comfortable with your offensive output.
She's so far now 40 pitches deep into this start through 2 1/3. Comes home on a 2-strike pitch. Fisher gives it a ride down the right field line. If that's fair, it's gone. That ball is fair. It's a home run, and Fisher strikes again. His 2nd home run of the day. This one brings Benedictine back within 1. What a shot.
Yeah, man. Benedictine is unhinged today, right? 3 home runs in the 2 games now. Batevis and Fisher in game 1, and Fisher strikes again here as he is showing out in what could be his last game as an Eagle, his last game of college ball, period. He's one of those guys. We've seen it from the pitchers, right? These senior pitchers going out there just throwing 130+ pitches. Fisher's doing that same thing, except as a batter.
Ball and a strike here to Campbell. Walked in his first plate appearance. Fisher really starting to arrive here in the postseason. Campbell, a little late, pop fly left side. Gerki hoping for a shot, not going to have one. And it's 1-2. Now, Ishii only allowed 1 homer all season. And then Fisher caught a barrel. Took the long trot. 2-strike pitch. Campbell watches it go outside. Ishii was trying to bend that one back into the zone from the right-handed batter's box. Castrovillari is up next. 2-2. Stays alive. The energy in this game is unreal. Maybe the best so far here in the tournament.
Yeah, Friday night lights. Night games always more exciting. For whatever reason it is, playing under those lights always feels good, except when it's cold out. But today's not that bad. It's going to probably sink into the high 50s, mid-50s by the end of the game. But
it's a nice night.
It's a nice night. It's going to be nice tomorrow. It's going to be even warmer tomorrow. And when you're out there, you're playing, you're hustling, you really don't feel the cold.
Campbell gets a breaking ball, gives it a ride center field, but he got under it. Curcio puts it away for the 2nd out. Just missed it. And to go yard to the deepest part of the yard, dead center, not an easy ask, no matter who you are.
There's a reason most of the home runs we've seen, not all the home runs, maybe my memory is not serving me correctly, have been to one of the 2 foul poles, right? Doesn't mean they aren't far home runs, right? Tolliver and Mayberry absolutely mashed some today. Fisher had a good one too. But they're hitting those down the foul lines. Shortest part of the ballpark, these players have been utilizing them heavily in the home run game.
Castrovillari checked his swing on a called strike. So he's behind 0-2. And Ishii, after allowing the 2-run shot, hoping to make sure that that is the only damage in the top of the 3rd. Castrovillari lays off. I mean, these battles are good between pitcher and hitter. You can tell the intensity is there, the passion is there in a game that will send one of these teams home. 2-strike pitch outside, skips down in the turf. So Deuce is wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, and a 3-2 game. Top of the 3rd inning. Ishii through the motion. Downhill on a 2-2. Castro Valari with a slow roller out to short. Rook waits on it. A strong throw. Gets him by a stride. And the inning comes to an end. Benedictine gets on the board, starting to feel the pressure of a do-or-die game. Brennan Fisher makes it a 1-run game. So the Eagles sticking with Hayden here in the bottom of the 3rd, able to deal a quick 1-2-3 second inning. Not sure if that would have been the case if that second inning was as clean as it was. But he'll start the bottom of the 3rd with pitch number 40 here against Riley, Gerki, and then Zarnecki. Aurora, as Benedictine has made this a ball game. Riley waves and misses. Riley flew out to center field in his first AB, and that might have hit him. It did. Skimmed the forearm. Free pass for Riley.
And coach of Benedictine, Adam Smith, coming out not happy.
What's a word with Matt Mullick?
Gets a quick explanation. Probably just wanting to get his 2 cents in there. Show that he stands up for his guys.
Here's Gerki. He got hit in his first at-bat. Got drilled right on his lower back. Squats in the left-handed batter's box and watches a breaking ball drop in through the back door. 0-1.
All right, time for Aurora to respond now, right? Benedictine, they got something going with Fisher's 2-run bomb. Got some momentum on their side, especially after that very, very quick 1-2-3 second inning from Hayden.
Breaking ball yanked foul, and it's 0-2. So far, Aurora with 3 runs on 4 hits. All 3 came in that first inning, and all their hits followed. Benedictine has just 1 hit. It was that Fisher 2-run shot. Neither squad has committed an error up to this point. 0-2. Swinging a line drive over the leaping Santarelli. It's a base hit for Gerki. Hit number 5 here for the Spartans. And they're on to something here in the bottom of the 1st.
And Benedictine's got a very good offense. They already put 2 up on the board now. Aurora, they cannot settle, right? 3-4 runs. They're not going to be enough. As Benedictine's Coach Smith stepping out of the dugout again. He's not happy. Maybe about the performance. Maybe it's about that hit by pitch call still.
Zarnecki takes it up and out. He had the big hit in that first inning. 2-run single up the middle past Santarelli, the second baseman. He started the fire here in this ball game. First and second, nobody out. Zarnecki pops it up, shallow center. Patevis has a read, making sure Riley's going to stick at second, and he will. 1 out.
All right, 1 pitch. You're out of it if you're Hayden. All right. So you got to think about just get out of this inning, keep the deficit at 1. Don't let Aurora's offense get back to being hot again after a 3-run first.
Buck reached on a fielder's choice in his first AB, then takes a changeup outside. If you're Aurora, here's your opportunity to steal those runs right back. 3 and 4 set the table. The 6 hitter, Buck, is in a 2-0 count. And here you go, well ahead. Winner of this one, on to the semifinal. Loser takes a ride back home. 2-0. Popped up. In foul grounds, Castro Villari is under it, and he makes the catch on the glove side, nearly overran it. That's a critical second out.
Yeah, it's always good when you could steal an out in foul territory, especially on a hard catch like that. Castro Villari didn't exactly have the best positioning on it, but able to stick that glove out and snag it. Now all you got to do is get one out. Strand those 2 runners, get your offense back out there.
Delgado singled in a run in his first at-bat. He leans out of the way of a rising fastball. 1-0. I mean, what kind of momentum would this bring to Benedictine? They already got 2 runs in the top of the inning. Looked like Aurora was bound to respond. Can Hayden get out of this thing? He's 2 pitches away from doing just that.
And Delgado, though, RBI single his first at bat. Aurora would love to see that again. It's right through the right side.
Hayden over 50 pitches now in the ball game. 52 to be exact. 31 of them have been strikes. Coming home on a 2-1. Drops it in. 2-2 with 2 outs. 2 on. Bottom of the 3rd. Can Benedictine and Hayden work around that first and second? Nobody out jam. It's fouled back. Excellent beginning 3rd to this ball game. I mean, this is setting the tone for what should be an incredible way to end this packed Friday of baseball in Glendale. 2-2. Slash the other way. Past the dive of Fisher. It trickles into right field. Riley will score. It's an RBI single for Jaden Hidalgo, who's driven in 2 here in the ball game. What a swing with 2 outs and 2 strikes.
And great response here by Aurora. You give up the 2-run shot to Brendan Fisher in the top part of this inning, and you come back and you at least get 1 back, and you're base hit away from getting both runs back up in that lead, back to 3.
Great AB there. Delgado inserted into the lineup and clearly making an impact. Now he's going to run. Hoping to get into a pickle here. They'll give him the base.
Yeah, smart play there by Butler. Just hold on to it, right? You just need an out. Delgado doesn't really matter if you can get 1 more out. Neither runner matters. Don't risk throwing it down to second and allowing another run to come home and score.
Washington popped out to short in his only plate appearance so far. Wiggling the bat behind his ear. Taking a hack, and that's foul down the right field line. Well ahead of it, 0-2.
Thank you.
2-strike pitch. Wait for the miss. Aurora gets 1 back. Their lead is 4-2. Headed to the middle 3rd of this ball game. Fourth inning coming your way. Middle third of this ball game between Aurora and Benedictine. Lead back up to 2 here for Aurora. Bedoric leading things off. 5, 6, 7. Bedoric, Santarelli, Nuneman. What have you seen so far? First third of this ball game here, Peter. A lot of scoring.
Yeah, well, Benny's going back to the home run ball, right? Both their runs coming off of that Jake Brennan Fisher home run. Meanwhile, Aurora, different approach. They're just going to keep chipping away at you. A couple RBI hits, RBI singles. Nothing too special, but they're just going to keep on coming at you. And you ask me which approach is going to last you better. I like Aurora's approach a little more. Home run ball comes and goes, right? I want to see Ben Yu start scoring in terms of just stringing some hits together.
Bedoric fouls off a 1-2. You like to see this offense be a little more consistent. The one hit that they have through the first 3 innings was that Brendan Fisher 2-run shot. I mean, that was enough to be 4 hits. The distance on that ball. 2-2.
Yeah, home run's great, right? But you start relying on it a little bit more, that could come back to bite you.
Two, wave and a miss. Off balance swing there. Bedoric goes down. He's 0 for 2 so far in the ball game, and it's Ishii's second strikeout. Great pitch, tailing away from the lefty there. Looked like a changeup for the first out. Here, Santarelli went down looking at his first at bat.
Oof. Home run
Goes
distance.
the other way.
Long strike there.
It's well laid on it, 0-1. Doesn't want to go down looking this time. Santarelli with some serious speed. Anything on the ground, anyone's got to be quick. Good idea there on the fastball. Just couldn't sneak it into the zone. Ishii over 60 pitches now. Good slider. He's got a good mix working. 4 pitches right now. 1-2. There's the slider again. And it gets another strikeout. 2 up, 2 down here in the 4th.
Now batting number 11, Justin Norman.
Just a nasty pitch. And it's set up with a good fastball. Another off speed to start. Nonaman here. Flew out to center in his first at-bat. And Aurora, Ishii looking for a quick top of the 4th after Benedictine brought home 2 in the 3rd. Fastball paints the outside corner. Holding this Benedictine offense to just 1 hit through 4. Feels like a big win for Aurora. And their starting pitcher here, Ishii. He's behind here, 2-1. 8-hitter Kevin Butler is up next. Hoping for a shot here in inning number 4 at 2-1. That's low. Ishii walked 2 in the first inning. Has shied away from the walk since, but in danger of walking Nonaman with 2 outs. There's a strike.
Yeah, we were wondering if the walk, he's been so good at preventing them and looked really rough in that category in the first. He's done a really good job cleaning up since then in terms of keeping things in the zone.
Swing and a miss.
Like that.
He strikes out the side in the 4th. Statement from Ishii. Aurora leads. Bottom of the fourth inning coming your way here on the Cougar Sports Network. Peter Borkowski, Ethan Birch, two of us got you covered for the rest of the night, taking you home here in day 2 of the 2025 NACC Baseball Tournament. Aurora up to the plate here. Spencer Rook to lead things off. And he takes the first one inside. So it's Rook, Kiersio, and Lukancic. As Aurora piled on 3 in the first, was scoreless in the second. In fact, went down in order to this exact contingent of Rook, Kiersio, and Lukancic. But then in the third inning, able to get back on the board, did strand 2 as Rook watches one go by for a strike on 2-0. It's now 2-1 here to the 9-hitter, who lifted a fly ball into left field in his first at-bat, and now in a 3-1 count, a heavy hitters count. Looking to start the inning off here for Aurora. Takes a strike, count full, as Hayden is still in the game. There was doubt early on that he wouldn't even make it through the first inning. A traditional reliever still going as this one's lifted softly into right. That is trouble. That's going to drop in for a base hit. Santarelli tracks it down, holding Rook to just a single, leading off the bottom of the fourth.
Yeah, I mean, other than the run given up in the third, Hayden has settled in nicely. And at this rate, it's just about eating those innings up, right? Your top guns have already gone in this tournament. You know that you're going to probably be struggling. Maybe we see one of those top guys, JT Adams, he pitched yesterday. Maybe we see them again later into the game if need be. So, but you just hope Hayden can go out there and eat up a fair chunk of these innings without getting hit around too much. He's given up 4 so far.
Looking to keep the fastball away from Kiersio here. 20 extra base hits this year. Drove in 37. Chops a double play ball to second. They'll have to be quick. They'll get one, and that's absolutely all. Kiersio's got some game-breaking speed. It's a fielder's choice.
Yeah, that was a high chopper, too. Took a while to get into the glove of Santarelli.
So Kiersio replaces Rook on the base path. Kiersio has stolen 6 bases on 7 tries this year. A healthy lead over at first. He's going to run here. It was a hit and run. Throw down on the money. They got him. Butler with a laser, and the hit and run gone wrong is the second out.
Yeah, good play there by Butler. Has time to even step out of the box and really line up that throw. Did not throw it from behind the plate.
It was a great, great pitch to throw on. Now Lukancic will have to reset here in a 1-1 count. Hayden comes home. Lukancic fouls it off. 1-2. Man, what a job by Hayden.
Yeah, if you can get 4 out of a guy who has never started a game this year and you're only down by 2 afterwards, you will gladly take that. And at this rate, he can probably go past that.
Didn't start very well for Hayden. The numbers aren't going to look pretty, but he has done a fine job battling his way through the first half of this baseball game. Lukancic takes a disengagement here. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Hayden looking to make it through 4 after allowing 3 runs in the first inning. Looking for a pair of scoreless innings since. Check swing. He did not go. Great stop there from Butler. 3 balls and 2 strikes. I love the approach by Lukancic with 2 strikes. Again, looks like Wade Boggs, one of the best hitters of all time. Just goes down into that crouch. Just going to put it in play. Put the pressure on the infield. I'll show off my speed. But he can't catch up to that fastball. Up and above the zone. It's a strikeout for Hayden. And what an outing he's turned in. We're on to the 5th here on the Cougar Sport Network. Fifth inning of an elimination game, our third elimination game of the day. We'll walk at it today with just 3 teams remaining. Who will it be? Aurora or Benedictine? As she comes home, this ball's launched down the right field line. It's deep, but it's way foul. That is off the bat of Kevin Butler leading off this 5th inning. Butler fell, and Betevez for a Benedictine team that's been held to just 1 hit up to this point. Breaking ball hit in the air, left center field. Not much carry to it. Curcio ranging into the gap and making the play.
And what speed there from Curcio. He went a long way, but you wouldn't be able to tell like just how easy he made it look. Excellent outfielder out there for the Aurora Spartans.
The 9-hitter fell coming up. Ishii has been tremendous. 71 pitches across, 4 1/3. 1 hit, the 2 earned runs on that 2-run shot by Fisher. He's walked 2, struck out 4. Those 2 walks came in the 1st inning. He worked around it. He got over that hurdle. A pitcher that has only walked 4 coming into this game. And he has absolutely dialed in here for Aurora, but he's behind 2-0. Here to Zach Fell, who was hit by a pitch in the 3rd inning. And then came around and scored on that Fisher home run. Fisher in the hole. There's a strike, finds the zone. Fell slashes one down the right field line. Foul
That's
ball.
foul. Great bat there. Right, good contact. Just 5 feet or so on the wrong side of the foul line. That goes fair. That's trouble, especially with Fell, who's got some wheels.
Two-strike pitch. Slider far off the plate. Ishii waves off a few pitches. Now is through the motion. A full count pitch is low. Fell aboard again.
Top of the order now for the Eagles. Number 7, George Betevez.
Here's Betevez, the big power threat, representing the tying run. Sliders down and out. Betevez is flown out to right field twice. Third time through begins now for Ishii. Betevez, high chopper, third base side. Gerki goes to second for 1, relay to first, not going to get both. Solid turn from Washington, but they have no chance at getting the leadoff hitter, Betevez. Angry with himself after rolling over on a slider, and there's 2 outs. He replaces Fell on the base path. But here comes Fisher, representing the tying run.
Yeah, well, we talked about, Benedictine trying to find some consistency through this lineup. Sometimes you just got to ride the hot hand, and right now that's Brennan Fisher. 2 home runs on the day, 1 against Aurora and then 1 against Concordia Chicago earlier. Right, when your offense is kind of struggling to put something together here like they have been in this game, other than Fisher's home run, sometimes you just got to ride the hot hand, ride the hot bat, and let Fisher do some damage here.
Fisher pops the first one up, foul left side of home plate, drifting towards the playground area here at Raider Stadium. Relatively brand new, this gorgeous complex here in Glendale, Wisconsin, home of MSOE, a team that's going to be playing in the championship tomorrow. 0-1 to Fisher is downstairs. You almost want to stay away from him. Anything low, anything in, he is capable of pulling and driving. And he's done it twice today. 3-run shot against CUC this morning, and a no-doubt blast here in inning number 3 against Ishii. We're here in the top of the 5th inning in a 2-run game. He's the tying run. He lays off 2-1.
Yeah, and you got 2 outs, and Kyle Campbell, who's drawn a walk and flown out. So working around Fisher, not the worst idea. You got 2 bags open. If you walk him, at least it's not another home run. You can go to work on Campbell then. Still 2 outs up on the board.
Fisher hits it in the air, left center field. Going back, Curcio still going back and under it in the left center gap. Few steps in front of the warning track. Fisher gives it a good ride, but Ishii has held Benedictine to just 1 hit across 5 innings. We're halfway home in this elimination game. Four-2 your score entering the second half of this game. Really still up in the air between Aurora and Benedictine. And Aurora coming up to the plate here. Heart of the order, Riley, Gerki, Zarnecki. First one to Riley, skips down to the backstop. Peter, great game so far. What are some critical takeaways that you've been able to gather throughout that first half of the game?
Yeah, she's dealing, right? Besides the mistake pitch to Brennan Fisher, who punished him for it. That's really all we've seen. Yeah, a couple of walks, maybe a hit by pitch, but, you know, other than that, he's been really on it. And Aurora's offense, even though they're only down by 2 here, they need to kind of get it going. They need to start stringing some hits together. Don't rely on just the long ball because, again, that is so hit and miss sometimes in the world of baseball. Sometimes you just don't get that home run. They need to start putting some quality at-bats together, get some runners on. As for Aurora, time to keep adding on, right? You've gone a little quiet lately.
Chopper to the right side. It eats up Santarelli. He waited on that hop, and that's the second time a wicked hop off the carpet has burned him.
Yeah, Santarelli, we mentioned it on the short hopper that he made a play on, but he's been pretty laid back and physically very back in terms of fielding these balls. He's not charging. He's letting them come to him. Might need to change that up because he's gotten on the 3 hoppers that we've seen to him, 2 of them have eaten him up.
So Gerki now the hitter. That's the first error of the game by either side.
Yeah, he should have at least knocked that one down, kept it in the infield.
He's lucky it didn't turn into anything more than just a trip to first base so far here from Riley. But at least sway some momentum over to the team in black, and that's Aurora. 2-0 at your count. Gerki was hit by a pitch in his first at-bat, came around and scored in that 3-run first inning, singled in the third, and was stranded. Hitters count 2-0. Gerki takes it right down Main Street. Hayden still in the game here. That was pitch number 80. Benedictine playing in their 3rd game of the weekend. 2-1. That one behind the batter, it hit him. First and second, nobody out here for Aurora as they are threatening once again.
Yeah, at this rate, Aurora's scoring every other inning. 1st, 3rd, and now they got something going here in the 5th. First 2 runners are on. First 2 batters are on, I should say. Chance here to keep adding on because, again, yeah, Benedictine's offense, they've been quiet so far. but it's one of those offenses. If they wake up, that's not someone you want to face.
Little inside move there from Hayden. Just keeping Riley honest at second. Aurora getting loud. Zarnecki might be dropping down a bunt here. Corners in, expecting one. Here comes the bunt on a fastball that's up and out. Zarnecki able to wisely pull back. But an obvious bunt situation. Every single team has taken their turn playing small ball. Here in the postseason, you don't want to take any chances. Every bunt in the regular season is in preparation for a moment like this. Zarnecki pulls back. Wanted to swing there with the infield in. It opens some holes in this infield. It's 2-0 here. Thing is, you might get a great pitch to bunt on if you're Zarnecki. At least now it's in the back of every player's minds on the infield here for Benedictine. 2-0. 3-0.
Someone's throwing down in the Benedictine bullpen.
4-2, the Aurora lead. It's 3-0. Zarnecki pulls back on a called strike. May have thought that that one dipped below the zone. It did not. Says Matt Mullick, don't play umpire. Hitters count here. Still a good pitch to bunt on. Or to swing on. Whatever Zarnecki gets told to do. Ball 4. Bases juiced, nobody out. Ryan Buck coming up.
Keep an eye on the Benue bullpen and the dugout, I should say. Coach standing out. I think he just asked Hayden, hey, are you good? Right, can you keep going? And Hayden gives him the yes.
Buck hasn't hit a homer all year, but the third highest average on the team. 8 extra base hits. Takes one downstairs. Heck of a stop there from Butler. And it's 1-0.
Yeah, pressure's really on now for Hayden. Throw anything he hits, it's going to be a couple runs. You walk him, that's a run. You throw a bad pitch, a really bad pitch, that's going to get a run in too if it gets past Butler.
Goes the other way, left field. This will bring in a run. Nonaman going back. He's going to get under it. Tagging at third is Riley. He will come in and score the 5th run of the game for Aurora as Buck drives one in on a sacrifice fly.
Again, the very different approaches at the plate so far. Aurora, just death by 1,000 paper cuts, right? They just keep chipping away. They get on base. They move over. They get hits, draw walks, hit by pitches, whatever it may be. Meanwhile, Benue really struggling to find anything consistent. Still just riding the
Brennan did not go.
Just riding the Brennan Fisher home run right now.
Bottom of the 5th inning here, in danger of this 3-run deficit growing for Benedictine. Delgado has to move out of the way, and now mad at himself for not just taking it. It's 2-0, so he's in a good count here, and he swung a good bat today. Already a couple runs batted in on 2 singles. Has also stolen a base. He was inserted into the lineup, the starting lineup, for the first time all weekend here in this quarterfinal game. And he's in a 3-0 count. You cannot imagine Hayden's day is going to last much longer. He has completely lost feel of the strike zone here at inning number 5.
And again, no starts coming into today. He's currently sitting at 91. 92.
Another 4-pitch walk. Might do it here. And it will. Call to the bullpen here for Benedictine. You're watching the Cougar Sports Network. It's a 5-2 game favoring Aurora over Benedictine. Nicholas Rayan is entering here for Benedictine. Peter, this is a turning point of this game. It's a 3-run game favoring Aurora, bottom of the 5th inning. Benedictine looking towards the freshman to get them out of this bases-loaded jam.
Yeah, Rayan, 7.03 ERA, 24 and a third, 11 appearances, no starts, 1-1 record, has a save on the year, 16-15 is his strikeout to walk ratio. As for Hayden, leaves after 4 and a third, gave up 7 hits, 5 runs, all of which were earned, but all three of these runners, I should say, are his. It's going to be up to Rayan to shut the door and keep Bennu within striking distance. Only down by 3 right now. But 1 out, things could go very wrong very quick if he's not on top of his game.
Carson Faust is a pinch hitter here for Washington in the 8-hole. Bases loaded, 1 out. Faust takes one inside to level the count. So Washington out of this game. Faust coming in. We saw Faust in every single Aurora game so far. A .345 hitter. Fouls one off, and it's 1-2. A sophomore from Grafton, Wisconsin. Has gotten 8 at-bats so far here in the tournament. Has registered 3 hits. He comes off the bench in a critical situation with his team leading 3. And he's in a 2-2 count here to Rayan. This is a big, big moment of this ball game. Gorecki's at third. Zarnecki at second. Holgado at first. Aurora with the lead, hoping to send Benedictine home and themselves to the semifinal tomorrow against Edgewood. Looking for a rematch. That one's fouled right back.
Yeah, that Aurora-Edgewood game, that would be a lot of fun. Seeing how yesterday's game went. Obviously, Aurora still got some work to do here, right? They're up 5-2, but never know in playoff baseball.
Faust pops it up. Infield fly is called. Fisher the catch. There's 2 outs. Rayan with an ideal start to this outing.
Yeah, I don't know how many times you hear it, right? Bases loaded, 1 out. Pop fly is just as good as a strikeout. No one can move. And keeps everyone where they're at. And you're 1 out away now from getting out of this jam.
Another one popped up. Rook skies it on the infield. Castro Villari reels it in. Rayan, the freshman, gets out of the bases loaded situation. Aurora still gets a run on a Ryan Buck sacrifice fly, but what gutsy stuff there from the freshman. We enter inning number 6. Benedictine still trailing. They've trailed the whole way. Deficit right now is 3 as Ishii is through the motion. Coming home to Campbell and missing outside. Campbell, Castro Villari, and Bedoric. Got to find a way to get to Ishii. He has allowed just 1 hit up to this point. It was a home run, so it was had a lot of depth behind it, but
Yeah, in line for the win, too. 5 innings already, 83 pitches. See how much he's got in the tank, right? Those 2 runs, both of which were earned because of the home run.
Campbell takes it low. One of the bigger starts of Ishii's career. And he's making the most of it under the bright lights. 9-3-1. He's walked 3 here in the contest, but has struck out 4. He's done a fine job here with this Benedictine offense. Hoping to continue that, but it's not a great start to the 6th inning. It's a leadoff walk.
Aurora's got some movement down in the pen. I don't see anyone throwing.
Now batting.
But
Number 8,
still, Aurora's a team. They like to ride their players, right? These pitch counts. We saw Justin Zimmerman, 149 earlier today. Now, granted, that's Justin Zimmerman, NACC, 2-time NACC Pitcher of the Year. Excuse me.
Ooh, Castro Villari got one to hit there. Just hesitant to pull the trigger. So Ishii's gone 5 innings or more 3 times this year. His longest outing was 6 2/3, so well equipped to finish up this inning at the absolute least. That came in a 4-2 victory over Lakeland on the 22nd of March. He allowed 7 hits, but just 1 earned run, didn't walk anybody, and collected 1 strikeout. Outside corner, 1-2. The Spartans of Aurora with the lead. Top of the 6th inning. Still nobody out. Right back to the screen.
Like, obviously you still have time, right? We're only in the top of the 6th, but I'd like to start seeing some production here, right? They've been quiet other than the Fisher home run.
2-strike pitch, pulled foul.
Start showing some signs of life here. Don't shorten your own runway. Wait until the last couple innings to start putting it together, because at this rate, Aurora, they're going to get some more runs. They might not blow it open, but they're going to get some more runs.
Campbell at first. Pitch coming in, pulled on the ground. Tough play, no play. Gerki has it ricochet off of him and all the way to the sidewall. Campbell slides into third. Castro Villari into second. And the Benedictine offense arrives here in inning number 6.
Big. That's big, right? They've struggled to find that good hit other than from Fisher. Well, you got 2 runners in scoring position now. And your DH at the plate.
Bedoric is the tying run. It goes out to left field. It's shallow. On comes Halgado into a dive, and he makes the play. Tagging and scoring is Campbell. It's the 3rd run of the ball game for the Eagles, and they get one back.
Hey, what'd I say? Just show some signs of life, right? Don't put another goose egg up on the board. And, yeah, they still have some work to do, but they do that. They get a run back. We're back to a 2-run deficit. Tying run at the plate.
Santarelli. Flails at the first pitch slider. Not a pretty swing there, 0-1.
Now, don't get greedy. I know you're the tying run. I know this team's got some home run power, but a hit, you're back within 1. Another hit after that, maybe you're tied. Just start stringing some things together.
Swing and a miss. Same pitch, same result.
Again, stop going for the big home run swing. I know it's exciting. It's postseason baseball. That would get that, might tear that dugout down if that happens, but you still got time. You got to run back. That's important.
0-2's taken down and out.
As for Ishii, Just keep elevating that pitch count. They got someone throwing now. Can't tell who it is other than it is a righty, so it's not Hogan. We know that. Not that this would be a situation for him just yet.
Zanarelli pulls it to third. That ball is fair. Picked by Gerki. Throw across the diamond is there. Dug out by Lukancic. And on over to third goes Castro Villari. Good read. There's 2 outs.
Really, really smart base running by Castro Villari. Wait until that ball leaves his hand before you take off.
Now batting, number 11, Justin Nonaman.
Now, Nonaman, just get on base. Get on base safely. Put the ball in play. And you're right back in this game, only down by 1, if you can.
And she reaches the century mark right there. Pitch number 100 to Nonaman, who's 0 for 2 here in the game. Hoping to bring in a run and bring Benedictine back within a run. Big cut and a miss, 0-2. Ishii rolling here in this quarterfinal. Aurora and Benedictine, top of the 6th inning. A great baseball game up to this point. An 0-2. No offer there. Nonaman able to lay off. That ball sweeping its way out of the zone and downstairs. Ball and 2 strikes here with 2 outs. Nonaman checks his swing. They're saying he went. And look at Riley diving to apply the tag. Didn't need to do that. Could have just tossed it on down.
Yeah, it's risky. But hey.
Done with the top of the 6th inning. Benedictine gets a run back. Brodoric brings one in on a sacrifice fly.
The bottom of the 6th inning for the Spartans. Number 20,
Home half of the 6th inning. 5-3 Aurora over Benedictine. Tight game between these two into the top of the order. Gircio, Lukancic, and Riley here against Rayan, who entered. Took him just 7 pitches to get out of a 1-out bases-loaded jam. And goes to the curveball to start this AB for Gircio, who's 1 for 3 so far. So Rayan picked up where Hayden left off. This one lifted in the air, center fields. Routine out there for Batevis. And that's the first out here in the home half of this 6th inning. But we can close the book on Hayden. He goes 4 1/3, 7 hits, 5 runs. All of them were earned. Pair of strikeouts, pair of walks. Faced 25 batters, and he is in line for the loss. The big damage was done in the very first inning for Aurora. They crossed 3, tacked on another in the 3rd, and tacked on another in the 5th. And that's where we stand with Aurora leading 5-3. Lukancic is the hitter. He singled in the first, came around and scored since then. 0 for 2, but he drops down a beauty. Oh, man, that's his 2nd hit of the game, and that's well-deserved. Would have been nearly impossible for Rayan to field that one off the mound. Gave it his all, but that's all.
Yeah, and if you're Rayan, obviously the goal is get outs, but get quick outs too, right? Even when Aurora doesn't score, and those even innings, the second and the fourth, they're still putting together some quality innings, right? They're keeping your offense on the bench every time that you think you start to get a little something, like after the Fisher home run, and maybe after the run you just grabbed in the top of the inning. Aurora's offense, they come out, they just slow the game down, right? They make you work. Even though they haven't put anything up on the board more than one since the first inning, they just make you work. They make your offense take a seat and take a breath. In such a momentum-fueled game, you want your offense out there every single minute you can get them out there. That means you got to get some quick outs on the defensive end.
Ball and 2 strikes. Here to Riley, looking to stretch this Aurora advantage. Approaching the back third of this ball game. Final game of the day. 1-2. Slash the other way, right field. That is going to hang up for Campbell. Going back to the bag is Lukancic. He would have got burned if Campbell didn't have to lean down to catch that ball. But he takes the line drive off the board, and there's 2 outs.
Yeah, great snag there by Campbell, almost tumbling over, let's say, and able to just stick it in the glove. Get 2 outs and 3 batters. Shut this one down now, right? Go after Gerki. Been hit by a pitch twice and singled.
First at bat here against Rayan, who has now faced 5 batters, has retired 4 of them, with Lukancic being the only one to reach on that bunt. This is exactly what Benedictine needs at this point of the ball game. Needs someone to just hold Aurora off the board, give their offense some room to breathe. So that's pop foul. Count will even up. Breaking ball drops in.
Nice pitch. Just drops right in.
Ball and 2 strikes.
Go after him now. Maybe throw a throwaway pitch, see if he'll chase, but don't play with your food too much. Get a quick out here.
Gerki leaves it outside.
There it is. All right, now it's time to go, right? This has a chance to be a really good inning for you and your defense. Don't let Gerki and the Aurora offense extend this inning and keep your offense, which might be finding some steam.
Swing and a drive, deep right field. Gerki hits a long drive that leaves the yard. Braden Gerki adds on to the Spartan advantage. It's now 7-3 here in the bottom of the 6th inning. He got a hanger, and he did not miss it.
Yeah, you don't want to say anything's a dagger when you still got a third of the game to go, but that feels pretty backbreaking, right? Every time Benedictine has put a run up on the board, the Fisher home run and then the sac fly in the top of this inning, Aurora finds a way to respond. They got 1 after Fisher's 2-run homer, and they just got a 2-run homer of their own after the run from Benny at the top half of the inning. That's a mark of a good team. When you get punched, how do you punch back? So far, Aurora's responded both times that Benny's put a run up on the board. So they're up by 4 now.
Zarnecki in a 2-1 count. Big swing for Braden Gerki in the cleanup spot for this squad. Gerki, that's homer number 6. This one softly hit to the right side, picked up by Fisher. He tags the bag and ends the inning. 2 more cross. Gerki sends one out of here. And we head to the back third of this ball game. Ishii coming out for more. Top of the 7th. Benedictine running out of time now as Ishii remains in the game. This one slashed over to third, picked up Gerki. He had the big swing in the last inning, and now he has the first put away here in the 7th.
Well, I'll say for Ishii what I said about Rayan. Get a quick inning here, right? Your bats are feeling it right now. You've scored in every inning this game except 2. Get them back out there. Keep this pressure on a Benny pitching staff that clearly is not throwing their best arms today, right? They've already used them this tournament, and it's unlikely we see them at all. So keep going after that bullpen. Keep getting those pitchers deep in the count.
I mean, Ishii's over 100 here through 6 1/3. There's a lot of ball game left, but he's only allowed 2 hits. But again, there's a lot of ball game left, and he's over 100. He still needs 8 more outs.
Well, and for Coach Stevens of Aurora, not that you want to, start thinking too far ahead. Like you said, Ethan, you still got a third of the ball game to play here. But you got to start looking at tomorrow and Sunday now, maybe a little bit that you have that 4-run lead, thinking, all right, we're going to have to play. If we want to win this championship, we got to play 3 more games, 2 tomorrow and 1 on Sunday. I need to start looking at who I'm using out of the bullpen, right? I got to start looking ahead a little bit now that I have a somewhat comfortable lead here.
I don't know if Coach is thinking that. You got to play to win this one. Anything could happen here in this tournament.
True, but until Ben Yu maybe closes this gap a little bit, it's a 4-run lead right now. Do you use your big guns when you're up by 4? And again, you still got 3 more games if you want to go to the championship. It's that weird midpoint of the tournament where you've already used them, and if you want to go all the way, you're going to have to start using them again.
Fell slaps it foul. Count is 3-2 to the 9 hitter.
But yes, if Ben Yu closes in and it really comes to the deadline, right, you really need someone to shut the door, then at that point, yeah, you'll go with whoever. But right now, just ride the hand.
Slow roller down the third baseline. Gerki on the bare hand. It's thrown away. Good backup there, Zarnecki. So it keeps Fell over at first. That was nearly an impossible play. Heck of an effort from Gerki. That should be the 3rd hit of the ball game.
Will be. Yeah, I think Fell was getting there either way, even if Lukancic's able to glove that. I don't know if he's able to beat him as. I think we'll just have a visit here. That's not the head coach. But yeah, I mean, that's the other strategy with Ben Yu is force Coach Stevens to make some uncomfortable decisions with his bullpen. Put the pressure on. Get a couple more runs, make this game a little closer, and maybe force him to go to some tired arms or go a little deeper into his bullpen than he would like.
Again, at the end of the day, this could be your final game of this season, your final time pitching. A lot of these guys are going to go play summer ball. But hey, if this is going to be one of your last starts, you want to leave it all out there. You've pitched all year to stretch yourself out for a situation like this. And for Mason Ishii, he's allowed just 3 hits. This has been arguably the start of his career, trying to make it through 7, potentially a ground ball away from doing just that. But Tevez with some excellent speed, though. He's going to be quick out of the box. Keep that in mind, with a ton of power as well, as Fell gets back into first standing up. If you're Benedictine, you want to make your statement now. You want to get back into this game quickly. But Tevez gets a breaking ball, and he's ahead of it. Oh, Tevez pops it up. He was late on the fastball after being early on the breaking stuff. It's 0-2. Here comes a 2-strike pitch. And Ishii misses outside.
You don't hit that miss, right? You're up 0-2. See if you can get him to chase at something.
Two-strike pitch. Tevez. He went. Strike 3. Ishii is rolling. Make that number 6 in the ball game.
Now batting number 20, Brennan Fisher.
The big man Fisher coming up.
Yeah, there's a chance, not super high, but there's a chance. This might be the last time you have to face Fisher, right? One more out after that. Benny's just down to 6.
No guarantee that he's going to come up again. This one gets to the backstop. On over to second goes Fell. Riley nonchalantly chasing that baseball. But Fell going to remain over at second. He's in scoring position, so a base hit could bring home the speedy shortstop. Time running out here on Benedictine, and there just hasn't been a lot of life offensively from this group outside of one big swing in the third inning from this guy Fisher. Can they dig deep enough to find it with their season on the line? 1-0. Taken inside.
Very similar miss. Obviously didn't put this one in the turf. But again, that below the knees pitch inside.
Hitters count 2-0. Stay outside. It's not a bad idea to work around Fisher. You've retired him twice, but obviously that one home run is sitting right in the back of Ishii's mind. You got Campbell up next, who is not necessarily an easier route, but he hasn't hit a home run this game. It's ball 4. I think even Fisher thought that might have been a strike.
Yeah, he hung around in the box for a minute now. Now we're gonna have a mound visit as.
Yeah, the Aurora staff is absolutely livid with that ball call. Matt Mullock not having it. This is it. Mason Ishii, absolutely incredible with Aurora's season on the line. Maybe his best start yet. Here in the top of the 7th inning, Benedictine threatening, and Aurora goes to Brandon Todd. We saw him enter against Marion in the 10th inning, and he got this save. The tall righty who throws hard right over the top. A 5.87 earned run average across 38 and a third. He needs just one out here in the 7th inning, and the 3-hitter Campbell is the hitter. Todd working out of the stretch. A long look at second. He turns his head and fires, and Campbell's late. This is a turning point, potentially, here in this game. Can Benedictine inch their way closer? Just 3 runs on the board. The count is 0-1. Here to the 3-hitter Campbell, who takes a strike. That was on the outside corner. And all of a sudden, Todd can work out of this mini jam. Tying run is in the on-deck circle, with Fell at second and Fisher at first. 0-2. Todd downhill, and it just misses. And you got one in the 6th inning on a sacrifice fly from Bedoric. He's in the hole. He scored Campbell, who's in the box. That was their first run since the 3rd inning when they drove in 2 on a Fisher 2-run jack. Ball and 2 strikes. Todd comes home, and it's fouled off by Campbell. This has been such an excellent baseball game. The tension high from the get-go.
Yeah, it's been a great game energy-wise. Scoreboard might not reflect it, but this has been a battle. Benue just hasn't been able to find that consistency in the lineup we talked about.
Ball and 2 strikes. Todd. It's a foul ball. Not much consistency. This is a lineup that has gathered just 3 hits here in the contest. The 2 runs on base are issues. So Todd looking to get out of this inning. Close the book on the starter that has given Aurora a shot to head to the semifinal. 2-strike pitch. Todd comes home. Campbell swings, laces it up the middle. It's a base hit. Fell will score, and it's back to a 3-run game.
He reached for that one. His bat almost perpendicular to the ground on that swing. And yeah, went and got it, put it in a center field, and Benue, they get one back. They got to keep adding, though. Every time they score, Aurora does too. And it's just Benue. They've only been able to put 1s and 2s up. Well, 1s and a 2 up on the scoreboard. They need a big inning.
All of a sudden, tying run is at the plate. Castro Villari has hit 3 home runs this year. Tried to hit number 4 right there, but late on a Todd fastball that was right over the plate. Castro Villari, an OPS over 1,000. He's played in almost every single game here for Benedictine.
I know that big swing's addicting, right? One swing, we're tied up. That'll get everybody fired up, but just keep chipping away. You still got 2 more opportunities after this inning. Just get 1 more out of this, right? Pull within 2, and then your defense, your pitching, they got to pull it together. They got to keep Aurora off the scoreboard.
Castro Villari nearly gets hit on a curveball. So 7-4 now your score. With the tying run at home plate, Fisher at second, Campbell at first. What an AB that was for Campbell. First guy to face Todd here in this game. Todd went an inning against Marion earlier today, and again got that save, but it took him just 8 pitches. He's ready to go. 2-strike pitch. Watch out. 2-2. Top of the 7th. Aurora going to bring Buck, Holgado, and Severe up to the plate. That's at least the 3 due up, barring any changes. 2-2 with 2 outs. Todd coming home. Swinging a line drive right center field. Castro Villari going to deliver for Benedictine. That ball's going all the way to the wall, and 2 runs are going to score. Castro Villari, 2-run double. Here come the Eagles.
That's what I've been saying. String those hits together. Don't worry about the big home run ball. Get a good piece of one, as he did there. And look at that. You're back within one now.
Number 12, Mike Bador.
2 incredible swings here against Todd. Tying run in scoring position. Bedoric. He goes after the first one. Rollover shot to first base. Lukancic wins the foot race to the bag and ends the inning. But sit tight. It's a 1-run game. Winner to the semifinal. Bottom of the 7th inning coming your way, and Benedictine is on to their third arm. It's Stephen Byrne relieving Rayan, who goes an inning and 2/3, allows 2 hits, 2 earned runs. It was obviously that big 2-run shot from Gerki, which is now the difference here in the ball game. We've seen Byrne here this weekend. Peter, what can we expect from him?
Yeah, like you said, we saw Byrne yesterday. He was in that Marion game. And as for the statistics, 2.1 innings, gave up hit, gave up a pair of runs. 1 was earned, a walk, a strikeout, and no decision in his appearance. And as for his season totals, he's been the best pitcher by ERA on this Benedictine staff. 413 mark coming into today. 28 1/3 innings worked, as Benue going with one of their best pitchers out of the bullpen. Like you've been saying, Ethan, you got to win this game, right? You can look ahead all you want, but when it's a 1-run game, you got to throw your best out there.
Watch out. Screaming line drive up the gut from Buck. This game has just gotten better as it's gone on.
As for Aurora, time to respond again, right? Every time Benue scored, Aurora answers in the bottom half of the inning. The Brendan Fisher 2-run homer. Aurora got one back in the bottom half. And then after Benue got one in the top half of last inning, Aurora got 2. Right? Benue, they got 3 now. How can Aurora find a response and maybe get that lead back up a bit?
There's a strike to Halgado. 3 runs in the top of the 7th for Benedictine. They've made this a ball game. And the conclusion to this one is brewing up to be fantastic. Halgado on an 0-1. Line drive right field. Going back is Campbell. He gets burned. It's over his head, and it's going directly to the wall. Buck getting the windmill. He's coming to the plate. He will score on an RBI triple from Jaden Halgado, his 3rd RBI of the game.
There's your response, right? Bennu scores. You come out within 2 batters. You are back up by 2 now, right? Back up from that 1-run lead, and you're not done yet. Another insurance run 90 feet away, and nobody out. Yes, you're getting towards the bottom of your lineup here with Will Severe now, who came in as a defensive replacement, standing up to the plate.
Severe takes a big hack at it. Infield is in here with nobody out in a 2-run game. So, hit it hard, get it through, bring in a run.
Yeah,
And
well,
2 of the 3 back.
As for Severe, 180 hitter and 50 at-bats so far. Finds himself in a hole here quick, though.
No balls and 2 strikes. Leaves it downstairs. Butler able to keep it in front of him. Feel like we've identified so many turning points in this game as both teams just continue to counter the other's attack. Severe cannot make contact. It's a swing and a foul tip into the glove of Butler for a strikeout. And that's a big first out here for Byrne. And out goes the Benedictine staff out to the mound here. I don't know, doesn't look like they're making a move. Just having a conversation before Rook comes up, the 9-hitter. And some heavy hitters after that.
Yeah, big chat here, right? Like, you got another insurance run 90 feet away. Holgado's got some speed. So you put anything in play, it's likely coming home, or Holgado is likely coming home to score.
Who wants it more? Benedictine, Aurora. Loser has their season come to an end. Winner on to the semifinal to take on Edgewood. And the winner of that one to play in the championship round. Rook with the infield in. Leaves the first one low. The tapper foul. Energy's been high all game for both sides. Feeling like one of the better games of the tournament so far, and that's saying a lot. Rook bounces one over to second. Santarelli checks the runner back and gets the outs. That's a big second out. And now everyone can get back in their normal positions with Curcio coming up.
Yeah, good job by Santarelli. Goes into the splits a little bit to stop that ball, and then good job checking the runner. And
they're going to the bullpen here with the lefty Curcio coming up, playing the matchup here in the 7th inning with their season on the line. Bottom of the 7th inning continuing. Kendall in to pitch here for Benedictine. Connor Kendall, the sophomore, saw him yesterday, rather earlier this morning against Concordia, Chicago. Yesterday morning feels so long ago as this one. Over to Santarelli. One pitch, and they can't get out of it. Low throw, not dug out. And it brings in another Aurora run. What a costly, costly error.
And you know, that's kind of what Curcio does with his speed. Even if you're not physically doing it, mentally you might be rushing things a little bit. You know how quick he is. So you might rush that throw just a little bit.
First one misses outside here to Luke Kancic. It's been a rough day over at second for Santarelli. The game earlier against CFC, he was incredible. He's had a tough time over there at the 4th position. The lead back up to 3. As Aurora has now scored in 3 straight innings. This is the offense that we were expecting to see here in this tournament. Swing and a miss, 1-2. Can Kendall put an end to this inning? Soft liner out to short, caught by Fell, inning over. Aurora brings home 2 more. They stretch the advantage, back up to 3. 6 outs to play with for Benedictine. We are entering inning number 8 as Todd remains out there here for Aurora. After giving up an earned run, giving up a couple big hits in the 7th, Todd will remain out there for the 8th. Benedictine running out of time here, Peter. Deficit after deficit, despite clawing back into it.
And, you know, it's been the pitching, it's been the defense, right? Like, they've scored 6 runs. This offense has come alive the last couple innings. 4 runs in the last 2 innings. See what else they have in store, but they just haven't been able to keep Aurora off the board, right? Aurora, they've scored in 3 straight innings themselves. 5 more runs, 5 of their 9. They're going to need more runs for sure. They also need that defense to step up in the bottom half of this inning, going into the 9th when Benny, they're likely going to be down to their final 3 outs.
Swinging a chopper, third base side on comes Gerki. Now sets his feet, slings it across the diamond in time. Benedictine down to their final 5 outs.
I mean, that last error from Santarelli just killed them, right? You might have a little momentum going. You're only down by 2, right? Yeah, I know the the lead got cut back up to 2, but you're only down by 2 still with 2 innings to play. Instead, a inning momentum killing error as Holgado came home to score on it. That lead back up to 3. You got to get something here, right? You got to show some signs of life going to the final inning. And you got to have a good outing in the bottom half of the inning. Good defense. Good pitching.
Bunt going down the first base line. Picked up in foul ground from Lukancic.
That's a nice bunt. Gave Aurora a little ride there.
There's a strike, and Todd's ahead 1-2. Swinging a tapper. This is trouble. They're going to hope it goes foul, and it does. Oh, man.
I mean, smart play. He's reaching first anyways. Why not? Why not see if it goes foul? If it stays foul, he's safe. If you make a play on it, he's probably safe too. So just hope and pray that the field's maybe a little slanted. That ball just kept on rolling. Field built on an incline. Oh, that would have been pitcher perfect, though, if it stopped just an inch short. Oh, right on the line.
That's outside. So Aurora able to catch a break. Fouled off.
Give it a ride. Longest strike right there. Just a bit foul.
Another 2-strike pitch. And another layoff there from Nonaman. Obviously, this game has been controlled by Aurora the entire time, but you credit Benedictine's offense. Really a rough go against Ishii for his entire outing of 6 2/3. But they've battled late. 3-2. Ball 4. And here they come again.
Got to bring him home, right? At least cut this back to 2. Show that you're not going to get shut out again in an inning. You haven't been since the top of the 5th, right? You got runs in the 6th. You got 3 in the 7th. You got a run in the 6th, let me clarify.
Butler late on the first pitch, fastball from Todd. Again, the winner to take on Edgewood tomorrow, the 6th seed that has made this miraculous run to the 4th total day of the tournament, 3rd of the double elimination. Man, what a run it's been for that squad. Hoping for it to result in a trip to the championship as that ball's yanked foul 0-2. MSOE defeated them in the first semifinal because they've played in the right to play in 2 of them.
Yeah, I mean, think about, we were talking last game, just how hard Edgewood's journey is going to be if they want to win the tourney. Think about how hard it's going to be for these 3. Either of these
story.
2. It's going to be even harder. You're playing right now. You're playing for your playoff life. So emotionally, this game's going to be exhausting. You're playing late into the night.
Butler shoots one the other way. That ball's caught out of midair by Rook. 2 outs.
But you're playing late. It's 10:02 right now. And luckily, tomorrow's 2-game slate isn't as early as we had today and yesterday. Game 1 only at 12. So you do have a little time to rest up. But still, right? So you're battling here. You're using your pitchers. You're emotionally exhausted. You're physically tired playing late into the night, as this game's probably not going to wrap up to, closer to 10:30. Then you got to turn around. You got to come back. You got to fight for your lives again against a feisty Edgewood team who no one has taken down easy. Then you have to go up against the number 1 seed MSOE tomorrow night, or tomorrow late afternoon at 3 p.m. on their home turf. And if you win that, you got to do the exact same thing again on Sunday at noon. So
it's a tough
for
path.
Either of these two teams, especially after the battle we see here, this is going to be close to a 3-hour game. It's not going to be too far off. It's just going to be a marathon, and that's the beauty of it, right? If one of them does it, it's going to feel that much better. But MSOE set up really nice right now. Only has to win one of their next two. Edgewood, a little tougher, but they just have to win 3 straight. You still got to win 4 straight if you're either of these two teams. Edgewood's going to be well rested, too, after finishing their game about 7 or so.
0-2. Fell pops it up. Right side. Who's it going to be? It's going to be Severe to put an end to the inning. Benedictine down to their final 3 outs. But first, the Aurora offense coming up. Bottom of the 8th inning, Aurora looking to add on some insurance. Leading by 3, it's Riley, Gerki, and Zarnecki. Bottom of the 8th inning. Peter, an excellent game. Kendall is on here, and it's a breaking ball that misses outside. Aurora going to look to add on. They've done a fine job putting themselves in a position to walk out of this one victorious.
Yeah. I mean, you don't even need to add on. You're still up by 3. You just put a goose egg up on the scoreboard, but you'd love to, and, you feel you add on 1, 2, that could be a deal breaker, right? I mean, Benny, the most they've scored is 3. They did that in the top of last inning. They've just seemed largely incapable of putting together a massive, massive inning. Never say never, of course. This is a good Ben U offense, and they are the reigning champs, so they know what it takes. But if I'm Aurora, I add 1, I add 2 here. I'm feeling really good heading to the top of the 9th with a nice little cushion. If I'm Ben U, I'm getting out of this inning quick, right? Get the offense back out there. Let them keep seeing pitches. That's really what's been a major disturbance for them, is they're just spending a lot of time in the dugout.
On comes Campbell. Campbell can't reel it in, and down he goes. Slowly up as Riley pokes one off the end of the bat and into right field, and the hits just keep coming from Aurora. That's hit number 12, and Campbell is indeed in some pain, going all out for that baseball.
Yeah, they're going to go check on him now. Must have slid awkwardly. Maybe the ball hit his glove, but maybe landed on his hand weird, as that's what he's holding right now. It looks like his left hand. So we're going to have to see. We already had one defensive change this inning. As Tommy Juicy Jr., maybe the best name we've seen all tournament, back in at second base. But obviously, all the concern right now is on Campbell. As 3 members of the coaching staff, or 2 members, pardon me, are out there right now.
Yeah, so there you go. That's a good sign for Campbell. He's going to be due up in the next inning, and they need his bat out there.
Just about to do that. If that break went on any longer, I was going to look at who Ben Hughes got next up, and it's top of the order. That's who you want, right? Batevis, Fisher, and Campbell, all guaranteed at bats. You want that. But got to put a 0 up here, right? The pitching staff, the defense, they haven't been able to do it since the 4th inning. Aurora's just been so consistent. No massive innings, right? The most they've scored is 3. That was in the first. Other than that, a couple ones, couple twos. But they just are so consistently putting the pressure on these Benedictine pitchers and the defense, too, which has made a couple critical mistakes. Santorelli's had a couple rough plays out there, likely why Tommy Juicy Jr. is standing at second base right now.
Bunt gets down. It's a good one. Tough play. No play. Bunt single. As Aurora looking to put this one out of reach in the bottom of the 8th. I mean, you go from hitting a home run to dropping down a beauty of a bunt single. I love it.
Yeah, that's a coaching staff who, not to make this sound mean, they don't really care who you are as a hitter, right? Yeah, you can launch a home run, but if they think the bunt is the best situation in the moment, they're going to tell you to hit a bunt.
All right, bunt again here. First and inside move there.
Yeah, that's the benefit of reaching on the bunt is you can throw it out again, right? Still no outs on the board. You have no issue ordering another bunt up.
Bunt was on. Zarnecki couldn't get it down.
Yeah, Zarnecki so far. RBI single, fly out, a walk, and a ground out.
0-1. Foul tip into the mid. Now a snap throw to second. That was closer than it probably should have been. Riley was too far off the base, and Zarnecki's now, I believe, in an 0-2 count.
Yes, he is. Strikeout here would be huge. Keep him off the bases and set up a double play to end the inning.
Ryan Buck's up next. Another lefty. 0-2 pulled over to first. Only play's gonna be at first. Fisher waves off Kendall and takes it to the bag. That works like a bunt.
Yeah, same idea, other than it doesn't go down as a sack bunt, so it hurts your average a little bit, but this late in the season, I don't think Zarnecki cares. He did his job, got those runners over. Good hit here from Buck. Could add 2 more runs on the board.
Infield comes in. Outfield shades in. They do not want to give up any more runs. Taken outside. (9-6) the lead for Aurora, the 2 seed. Looking to eliminate number 4, Benedictine. Swing and a miss. Good breaking ball there from Kendall. Has allowed 2 hits so far and 2/3 of work. Second appearance of the day. Got one in the game that started at 10 a.m. It's now 10:12 p.m. He slips off the mound there. 2 balls and 1 strike. Swinging a line drive towards right center field. Campbell not going to get there. It splits the gap. Big hit for Buck. Feeling like the dagger. A 2-run triple.
Yeah, it kind of does. Again, Benu's offense, they've been so good all season long, but they've just struggled to put up multiple runs in an inning, right? I mean, they've done it twice. They've had a 2-run inning, they've had a 3-run inning, they've had a 1-run inning. But they just haven't had that big inning, right? They haven't had that big inning. They haven't had the consistent offense Aurora has. Aurora hasn't had a big inning either, right? They've scored 3 runs in an inning once. Other than that, it's all 2s and 1s.
Got him on the ground to shortstop. He gets thrown out by Fell. That also prevents Buck from scoring thanks to the infield playing in.
Yeah, Benu, they got their work cut out for them now. But they got to stop it here, right? Another run, 90 feet away. That would really put a dagger in this one. That'd be a 6-run lead. You'd be doubling up Benu. 5 runs is going to be tough as is. 6 feels so much worse for some reason.
Regardless, they're going to need a monster rally trailing 5. At the moment, Benedictine in the 9th will have the top of the order coming up.
I mean, talk about Aurora's offense, right? You open the game, 3 runs, then you get shut out, and you think, all right, maybe it was a good inning, right? Then you get 1 back, not bad. You get shut out again. Since then, you've put another 7 runs up on the board in the last 4 innings you've played. That's so impressive, the consistency to just consistently get guys across home plate.
Severe lines 1 to 3rd. It's caught. Castro Lavari ends the inning. Last chance for the Eagles. Season on the line, trailing 5. Todd on the mound looking for 3 more. And a long, long day of baseball here at Raider Stadium. So Batevez to lead things off, 11-6 your score. Winding down here in the 8th game of the tournament. We'll begin tomorrow at noon Central Time. Hope you can join us here on the Cougar Sports Network.
I think we saw him yesterday.
Batevez, the leadoff hitter, goes after the first pitch. Fouls it off right side. Batevez going to be followed by Fisher and Campbell. At least the 3 due up here for Benedictine. Top 3 in the order. See if they make any changes. See if they can get a rally going. Batevez takes one inside. Last hope here for him, Peter. What are you expecting out of these ABs from the team in red?
You need base runners. I mean, again, this is a home run happy team. third of your runs today have come courtesy of the home run ball, but right, you need 5. The tying run is the guy after the guy in the hole right now. You just need base runners. Just get on. Don't worry about big swings.
Popped up foul 2-2. Tevez has yet to record a hit. He's reached base just once on a fielder's choice in the 5th. He's 0 for 5. Slow day at the dish here for Tevez, who got the day going strong, hit a homer in the game earlier. 2-2. Inside from Todd.
This is how you start it. Just get on base, take a walk. All right? You could hit a home run. You could hit a home run 500 feet. It doesn't matter. You're still down by 4 at that rate.
Swinging a drive left field. Not very deep. Holgado's got it. 2 away from a win. 1 only away here in the inning.
Should mention out in left field now, Alex Panico, the sophomore out of Aurora. Mentioned him yesterday as Coach Stevens and the Spartans making a defensive change here as they try to lock things down.
Here's Fisher, responsible for a third of the 6 Benedictine runs on the board. Takes one for a strike to begin this trip to the plate. Benedictine with 6 runs on just 5 hits. They've committed 2 errors. Aurora, an offensive explosion with 11 runs, 14 hits, no errors.
If you're Aurora and the pitcher, Todd, just go at these guys. Right? You let up a base hit, okay, you got 5 runs to play with. The last thing you want to do is start issuing free passes, put guys on the base who don't deserve to be there. That's how comebacks happen, right? Teams partially shooting themselves in the foot. If Benny's going to come back, make them earn everything. Make them earn all 5 runs.
Swing and a miss. 1 out away from a trip to the semifinal tomorrow afternoon.
Now batting, number 15, Kyle Campbell.
See what Campbell's got here. He was the one who was hung up with that injury after a sliding attempt out in right field to make a grab. Hasn't looked worse for wear since then, but you never know. Especially with that metal bat as it's only getting colder. It might not matter, though.
Popped up. Panico coming in. He's under it. Aurora knocks off Benedictine. On to the semifinal tomorrow afternoon. Their offense flexes their muscles big time with 11 runs on 14 hits. Mason Ishii was the difference on the mound here for the Spartans. He gets the victory after 6 2/3 of work. He struck out 6 batters. Congratulations to Benedictine on an incredible season and an awesome run this weekend. But they ran in to an Aurora team that just simply wanted it more. And they have a date against Edgewood tomorrow, a team that handed them a loss earlier this weekend. And the winner of that will take on MSOE in the championship round. Peter, some of your final remarks.
Yeah, this is the Aurora we've been waiting for, right? Yesterday, they put up some runs, but Edgewood was just better, right? And we'll get to see that rematch tomorrow. I'll talk on that in a second. Then game 1 today, Aurora played in. Yes, they won. They won in 10 innings. Still, that didn't feel like an Aurora team to be that scared of, right? They only scored 1 run in 9, and if it wasn't for just an insane performance from the NACC pitcher of the year, Justin Zimmerman, who knows if they win that game, right? This is the Aurora that you should be scared of. Yes, you allow 6 runs. Pitching could be a little bit better, but you'll see what the status of Hogan is, and if need be, you'll see what the status of Zimmerman is tomorrow and Sunday, if they get to Sunday, I should say. As for that game tomorrow between them and Edgewood, I mean, that's going to be something, right? These are 2 teams. Edgewood, they're hungry. They know that they have no right really being even close to the championship game based on their seeding. I'm sure they believe that they should win the tournament. But in terms of seeding, they know that they're not supposed to be there.
And as for Aurora, they're playing their best ball right now, right? This is the best team seeding-wise that they've met up with so far, and they took care of business, right? No real scare throughout this game, other than maybe when Benny was back within one. So you got a Aurora team who's probably looks like they've hit their stride at the right time in the tournament, an Edgewood team who's hungry, and then a MSOE team. Don't forget about them. I know they're not playing that first game, but they have by far looked like the best team in this tournament so far. They're the number 1 seed. They're playing on their home field. They're going to have a chance to walk away with a NACC title tomorrow. Just depends. Do they get the feisty Edgewood Eagles again, or is it going to be a classic 1-2 battle in the championship game between them and the Spartans of Aurora?
Should be an awesome day. Again, we begin tomorrow at noon Central Time. Peter Garkowski, Ethan Birch, the two of us will once again have you covered. Peter, I'm looking forward to it. Should be an incredible day, a semifinal entering the championship round with the possibility of spilling into Sunday.
Going to be a fun one.
Going to be a beautiful day tomorrow. Temperatures in the 60s, mid to high. Should be an electric day at the yard. Not saying goodbye just yet. Post-game interview coming up. Hope you can stay with us here on the Cougar Sports Network. Here post-game with Braden Gerki after a monster Aurora win. They keep their season alive, knocking off Benedictine. That one had to feel good. You take on your rivals in the quarterfinals. You get to send them home. What are the emotions like right now?
Oh, there's a lot going on. A lot of stress throughout the game, but season on the line. Me being a senior too, always going out here, never knowing which game's my last. So, a lot of emotions going out there, especially when it's a rival. So just going out there and playing the best game we can.
Absolutely. You guys go from scoring 2 runs in a 10-inning nail-biter to exploding for 11. What changed with the offense here in this one?
I think we just got more confident as we went on. We realized something needed to change, that we can't keep, switching back and forth with them. So we got to do something a little different. I think we just kind of put our foot down and kind of said, let's go.
And then for the offense, when you get a performance like you do from Ishii out there, he goes out there 6 2/3, maybe the best he's looked all year. What does that mean for the offense when your starting pitcher is going out there doing his thing to that extent?
Yeah, I mean, it means everything for offensive standpoint to know, especially when, we're in conference tournament. There's a lot of guys throwing a lot of pitches where we know that he can go out there and lock it down to where it just makes it from an offensive standpoint to where we know that we got to do our job because he's doing his out there. It just kind of gives us a little bit more of a pressure, but also at ease knowing that we can kind of just do our thing.
Absolutely, and I want to talk about the big swing you had. A 2-run shot, absolutely launched it over the right field wall. Take me through that at-bat. It seems like you were taking a bunch of good swings, but you end up getting hit a couple times, and then eventually you get one to drive. You send it over the wall, and at that point, that set a serious tone late in that ball game.
Yeah, I mean, I just went up there like any other at-bat, been hitting the ball hard for the most part throughout this tournament. Nothing's really fallen. Wind kind of died down enough today for me to get one. But all glory to God, I stuck my head out there, kept playing the game, just never knowing which my last one. He kind of, allowed me to have that moment with these guys, and hopefully, that was a big part of carrying it out to the win.
Absolutely. Congratulations on it. Now, before I let you go, Edgewood tomorrow. They beat you yesterday. They put you onto the loser side of this bracket. Get another crack at them. Yeah. What's the mindset going into that one?
I think we just take it like any other game. I mean, we faced them twice in the regular season and then once yesterday, so we can't approach it any differently. We're both going to be beaten up and tired, and so it's just a matter of who can withstand it the most and put the best game together.
Braden Gerki and Aurora going on to the semifinal tomorrow against Edgewood, a noon start Central Time. Braden, congratulations.
Yep.
We'll see you tomorrow.
Also, shout out, Coach, most winning coach in AU history.
There you go. You heard it from Braden himself. Congrats, Coach.